What's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the eTrailer horizontal and vertical e-track. For our horizontal tracks, we do have the 8-foot. I like to put those on the floor just because if I want to put my four-wheeler a little bit more forward, I have that ability to do so. If I want to put it a little bit more back to have more room up there by you guys, I can do that too. But we also are going to have a 3, 4, and 5-foot option, come in 2 different colors, of course. And I'm going to go ahead and take these and put them up top here for some more storage. Our e-tracks are going to work with all your other track accessories. We have a couple different brands of items and they're going to fit just as well as they do on those other tracks that you're using them on. We're going to have a couple different hooks I'm going to use for an extension cord, a recovery rope, of course. I do have some ratchet straps right here. And that's going to be nice for just having them up and ready. And the one I'm picking here is going to stay nice and neat. It's not going to get all tangled up. So we can put it there, up and out of the way. Whenever I'm going four-wheeling, it usually gets kind of muddy. So after all that stuff dries, I just put a little broom right there. And then, of course, we're going to have some D-rings for tying down our four-wheeler. I like to keep my enclosed trailer nice and clean, so only putting accessories up on my tracks that I'm using for the day, and then putting all the other ones in this little bin, and that just keeps everything nice and organized for me. Our horizontal tracks are going to have a width of 4 7/8 of an inch. Our vertical tracks are going to be 3.5 inches wide, and both are going to have a 2-inch center-to-center measurement from our mounting holes and our e-tracks. And both will have a safe working load limit of 2,000 pounds and a brake strength of 6,000. And whether you plan on putting it on the floor or on the wall, it's only going to sit up about 1/2 of an inch. Now that I have everything set up, now all we need is the four-wheeler. With our e-tracks, we are going to have a lot of different options when tying stuff down. My preference is just wrapping it around the wheels, so I'm not really compressing my suspension on the ride. I prefer to use the retractable e-track ratchet strap just because it's nice and clean and it wraps around my tire, and that is just me. But whatever your preference is, if you already have some e-track straps, they're going to work as well. Nice and solid. And another option is just using a little loop that fits into the track. And these will work great with the eTrailer strap kit. Our hooks are going to hook around here, and we can tie down our four-wheeler that way. First things first, let's just get an idea of where we really want the tracks. I'm just using this to haul my four-wheeler. So when installing the e-track, make sure to hit the frame wherever possible, and wherever you can't hit the frame, use our backing plates to give it extra support. For the 8-foot track, what we're going to do is put one on the very end and then put one on the other end over there and then kind of divide it between the two. So we're going to have 4 backing plates for my application. You don't necessarily need them. I just like doing them just because it adds a lot more structure to the setup. Now that I have the tracks in place, we're going to go ahead and take a 15/64 inch drill bit and drill our 4 holes. With our bolts, all you need is a 11mm to kind of just drive them down. We'll do the same exact thing for all 4. Now we can go underneath and install our backing plate with the rest of our hardware. This is going to be a 2-man job because as we start tightening things down, it is going to rotate up top. So I have somebody up top holding the nut down with 11mm and ratchet. And what we want to do is put our washer down, and we have nylon lock nuts. And you will want to have a deep well socket for underneath whenever we're driving these in. Make sure it's nice and flat. Nice and tight, and we can do the rest for all of them. Now that the tracks are installed, I'm just going to go ahead and put some extra screws. If you do have some frames, get some self-tappers, try to find that frame to get that tightened down. Usually my load shifts quite a bit, meaning I have a lot of different things that I tie down. So where I put things kind of changes over time. So I'm going to make sure and go ahead and put a lot more in between our brackets here, just because if I decide to use this one, we're going to have some screws holding it down to make it extra tough. For our specific trailer, we don't really have the ability to put a backing plate behind all this wood, but that's totally fine. We're going to go ahead and take some extra long self-tapping screws to try to hit this frame to give it a little bit more strength. We're going to do that same exact process for our vertical tracks. These tracks are going to be 5 foot long, and whenever you're picking out your hardware, all of our tracks are going to have a hole diameter of 1/4 of an inch. Just like on our horizontal tracks, we're going to be able to take this backing plate and find the right fit for it, which is awesome. It's going to be the same exact thing on our vertical bracket, but just a little different. So all we really have to do is just kind of offset it to one side, and you're going to be able to get all that lined up to be able to use this with that as well. A lot of other track systems, back plates, don't really work with others. This one has elongated holes and different configurations, which will work with the tracks you have right now. But again, if you don't have the abilities to put that backing plate on there, just be sure to use longer hardware to grab some of that frame. If you're looking to get your trailer or garage to do more, store more, or maybe just look a little bit more neat and tidy for some of the neighbors going by, I would definitely recommend getting some E-Tracks, just because we have a wide variety of different attachments to just have a home for certain things. You're going to know where it's at, and it's going to look a lot nicer. And that's just about it for a look at the eTrailer horizontal and vertical E-Tracks.